Hey everybody, Nick Safoni here with Real Estate Investor Online. Thanks so much for joining me. Today is TGIF and we're going to continue where we left off last week. Last week we talked about bird dogs, what did we talk about last week? Oh, how to find buyers to work for that you can bring deals to. This week we're going to start talking about how to find the deals. And there's actually a lot of different ways to find deals, so we're going to break it down over TGIF the next couple of weeks. I want to point out the beautiful fall colors and fall foliage that we have on our trees here, or should I say our faux fall foliage, triple F, on our faux forest green, fully grown fern. That was unscripted, what do you know? So anyway, let's talk about bird dogs. Last week we talked about how to find deals and not how to find deals, how to find investors that you can work for, how you get paid, and a lot of different things as a bird dog. Today I want to talk a little bit about how to find deals. If you're a bird dog, you have to find properties, right? Now, today's session, today's TGIF really can be, you don't have to be a bird dog. You can use this no matter what type of investing you're in. Foreclosure investing, short sale investing, wholesaling, flipping, whatever it is you're doing, there's a few goodies on here today. So really, there's three different ways that I break down techniques on how to find deals. There's the old-fashioned way, which is just going out and looking for them. That's what we're going to talk about today. And then there's online. There's using the internet to find deals. And then there's general marketing, signs, ads, mailings, postcards, letters, that type of thing. We're going to break it down into the next few weeks. And today we're going to talk about how to just go out and find the deals, as well as talk about referrals, how to get other people bringing you deals as a bird dog so you can turn them over to your investors and make some money off of it. In the old days, we used to call it driving for dollars, and I guess it still is. And what's driving for dollars? It's when you actually, like I said, go out there and look for the deals yourself. It's hopping in your little car, driving around the area. Now, what a lot of investors do is they work what's called a farm area. And a farm area is a certain area that you do all your marketing in that you really get to know. There's different areas of Chicago here that I know like the back of my hand, or the Chicago area and suburbs, and I can tell you exactly how much houses are selling for in those areas, what a good deal is, what a bad deal is. I can tell you how they've increased over time. So most bird dogs, and a lot of investors in general, they choose a farm area. They pick a certain area that they're going to work with, and that's where they focus all their efforts and get to know the area. Here's a trick too, and this will also help you find some investors as a bird dog that you could find deals for, is go to your courthouse and look up, or if you know somebody at a title company or a realtor, they can pull this all up for you too. And when I say go to your courthouse, sometimes you go to your courthouse when you hop in the car and drive. Other times it's right online. It's just a matter of pushing a few buttons. But your courthouse has a record of all the recent sales. Pull up the last 6 months worth of sales and see which of those sales have been cash sales. In other words, see which of those sales have either been paid for by cash where there's no lender, no mortgage company listed, or purchased by a company. If you see like, Southwest Real Estate LLC or Jones Construction LLC buying multiple properties, those are probably investors, those are probably cash buyers. But what you want to do is you want to find where these deals are, where these cash deals are going on, and then narrow it down to a zip code or two. And that could be a great farm area. So your farm area could be where you live and where you're going to go out and drive for dollars on a daily basis or a weekly basis or whatever you put into it. And where you target all your other marketing. Or you could pick an area where there's just a lot of cash sales going on. And obviously if you live close to one of those areas where there's a lot of cash sales, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to find your deals to flip or to get paid to refer to your investors. So once you determine what your farm area is going to be, we've always called it driving for dollars. That's when you get out, maybe go every Saturday, go every Tuesday, go every Thursday, schedule yourself, go out and drive the area. And here's what you're looking for. You're either looking for sale by owner signs, and it's pretty obvious when someone's selling a house on their own as compared to when it's listed with a realtor. And when it's listed by a realtor, it always has Century 21 or Keller Williams or whatever the realty is. But for sale by owner houses, they'll have handwritten signs or signs that Grandpa made in the garage, just cheaper looking signs in most cases. And it's pretty easy to spot a for sale by owner house. So you're going to drive around, you're going to make a list of for sale by owner houses. When you get back to your office, your house, whatever it is, you just start calling them. Find some information. And most of them are going to be looking for full price, so they're not going to be deals for you to turn over to your investor. But you're going to find a lot of deals in that bunch where they are handyman specials or fixer-uppers or properties that they are willing to sell cheap that would be just perfect for the investors that are paying you to bring them these deals. So that's one part of driving for dollars, is looking for the for sale by owner signs. You're also going to keep your eyes open for vacant properties, properties that people have moved out. Now, sometimes they moved out and they've kept up the mortgage payments. Sometimes they've just moved out and they've left the house sitting there. And usually the worse shape the house looks to be in, the better opportunity or the better chance that it's going to be a deal that you could take advantage and either buy yourself, contract yourself, or flip over to your investors. So some signs that you're looking for. You're looking for houses that look dilapidated, houses where the grass is overgrown, there's a lot of weeds on the property, houses that are obviously in need of repair, houses with a lot of newspapers in the driveway, or it's obvious that their mail is stacking up, you know, because even if you don't live there, they still bring the junk mail. Houses where maybe there's a big blue tarp on the roof from, it's a leaky roof and they put it there and moved out. Houses where there's no lights on at night. It's pretty easy, and after a while you'll learn to tell which houses are A, in need of repair, because those are ideal properties for a rehabber or for a wholesaler, or properties that are obviously bankrupt. And you'll find some of them might be short sales, some of them might be foreclosure deals. Write down the list of all of them. Now, once you find these properties, you're going to have to track down the seller in a lot of cases. You're going to have to track down the homer. Douglas. You're going to have to track down the homeowner. I did it. I had to think really hard, though. You see the smoke coming out of my ears. But the harder, we find in our experience, the harder it is to track down the owner, the seller, the less people are going after that deal, the less competition you might have, and the better deal it's going to end up. Because ideally, the properties that we do the best with are ones where people think, oh, nobody would ever buy that house. It's in such terrible shape, or you know, it just looks so bad, nobody's ever going to buy it. Realtors have told them to sell it, you're going to have to put 30 grand in work that they didn't have. So that's why we get these houses. These people become motivated, and we can pick them up really cheap. So to track down the homeowners, first, try calling 411 if you can find out what their name is. Knock on the neighbors' doors. Ask them, does anybody live next door? And just tell them you're an investor. You buy old, rundown houses. Do you know who used to live there? Can you give me their name? Because the people that live next door, if there's a rotten old house sitting next to them, they want somebody to buy that house and fix it up. It's dragging down the whole neighborhood, right? So go next door, go to the house across the street, ask if they know. A lot of times they'll give you the phone number. Oh yeah, they moved to Detroit. Here's their phone number, or whatever it might be. So ask their neighbors for their name and the phone number. If nothing else, you might get the name, you might get an address. If you get the name, call 411. A lot of times you'd be surprised. You get rid of all of them. Send a letter to the house. Just a simple, you could do a fancy letter. There's letters on our website at realestateinvestoronline.com/forum, F-O-R-U-M. I think we have some messages posted there, some letters that you could send. Or simply, you know, it's called the yellow letter technique. Get a legal pad, just a cheap little legal pad, and write a little note. Hi, my name is Nick. I'm looking to buy a house in your area. I see that you own a property at 123 4th Street. I'd love to make you an offer. I don't care about the condition. I don't care about the area. Please call me and sign it. A simple letter like that in a little old envelope with a stamp and a handwritten address and return address will get you the most response. And we're going to talk about mailings either next week or the following week when we talk about the other two ways to find deals, right? But send them a letter. A lot of times it'll get right to them. 411 will find them. If push comes to shove, get a sign that says "We buy houses" and stick it right in their front yard with your phone number on it. You'll be surprised how fast they'll get in touch with you. Why'd you put that sign in my yard? And you blame it on the guy that hangs the signs for you. Oh, that guy misunderstood. I told him I wanted information about the house. I didn't tell him to put a sign in your yard. I'm really sorry. Oh, by the way, is the house for sale? But those are some different ways to get them. Call them, send them a letter, put a sign in their yard. Also, you know, we're talking now about just going out there and finding houses. Tell everybody you know what you do. Tell everybody you know that even if you're not investing yourself, if you're not buying them yourself, just tell them, I'm working with investors in the area. If you know anybody that needs to sell a house fast, let me know. Get some business cards printed, hand them out. Another thing to do is, if you know a mailman or a pizza driver or a UPS guy or a meter reader or someone who's out and about in different neighborhoods on a daily basis, have those people look for houses for you and just describe to them what you're looking for. Everything that I just said about houses that are in repair and with the grass overgrown and all that. Tell them, and maybe you're making $500, tell them you'll give them $100 if they refer you to a house or give you an address, or $50 or whatever, if they give you an address of a house that you end up buying. So another idea is go to your local RIA. Now, we talked last week about going to your local real estate association, meeting up with investors that you could find deals for. Well, there's also investors there that are selling the deals. And a lot of investors don't go to RIAs. So go to the RIA and get a list of deals that are for sale. Now maybe you can do what's called double dipping. Tell this guy, hey, if I find you a buyer for your house, will you give me $500? Then go to your buyers list and send the house out to them and say, look, here's a property. So you get $500 from the seller and $500 from the buyer just for bringing them together as a bird dog. It's a beautiful thing. So go to your RIA, talk to people not only that are going to buy houses that you can find houses for, but talk to people who are selling properties, and you can flip them right to each other and make money, because they won't talk to each other. They don't. So some do, but a lot of them don't even go to the meetings. So it just makes for a great other way for you to find deals. Next week we're going to talk about, like I said, there's 3 ways to find deals. What we talked about today: referrals and going out there and getting them, looking for them, finding them, driving for dollars. What's the other 2? Using the internet and different programs, and mailings, ads, and signs. Next week we're going to talk about mailings, ads, and signs. Also down below there's a link. A friend of mine, Nate, is coming out with a program. It's actually a website that provides buyers for you. So if you want to be a bird dog, if you find the deals, you can flip them. You can even wholesaling these things and make a lot more than the bird dog fee. But just go watch the video. He has a training video down below in the link. Go watch the video. It's a website that finds, funds, and flips your deals. It's kind of like the fine faux fall foliage. These find, fund, and flips your deals. He provides buyers. He provides funding. Just click on the link down below and check it out. Also, join our mastermind program, www.realestatinvestoronline.com/MMIND. It's a wonderful program. We meet live 3 times a month. I answer all your questions. I bring in special guests. You get put in a special Google group, an email group. So we're always asking each other questions online and stuff like that through the email. And it's just a wonderful thing. realestatinvestoronline.com/MMIND, MMIND. And you're going to be hooked up. This is Nick Safoni, Real Estate Investor Online. Thanks so much for looking. Join us next week for TGIF right here. Same bat channel, same bat station, same bat brain. This is Nick. Now go make an offer. See ya.